All right, guys, in my last post-game show, we talked about LeBron James and how good he's been in the NBA. And one of the things I mentioned was I felt like LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. And I received a lot of flack about that from people who obviously believe that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time. And if you think that, I have no problem with that. If you like Michael Jordan and believe he's the greatest, I have no qualms about it. But me personally, I think it's LeBron James, and I wanted to talk a little bit about why I think LeBron James has been more impressive and is the best player of all time in the NBA. So the first thing you talk about when you talk about Michael Jordan being the greatest of all time, you talk about him winning 6 NBA Finals. He had 6 NBA Finals appearances and 6 NBA Finals wins, which is incredible. To go to the finals and win every single time is impressive. And one of the only other players to do something at that level is Bill Russell. But if we're talking about winning finals, then as the measurement of the best player of all time, then it's Bill Russell. But does anyone actually believe that Bill Russell is better than LeBron James or Michael Jordan? No, of course not. When you watch the talent, you watch the skill and the things they do on the court, it's obvious that LeBron James and Michael Jordan are two of the greatest talents to ever step on a basketball court. Michael Jordan faced 6 different opponents that, in my opinion, are not as strong as the opponents that LeBron James has faced. Me, personally, I cover the Utah Jazz. I wrote about the Utah Jazz a lot. Very familiar with John Stockton and Karl Malone. Love John Stockton and Karl Malone. But when John Stockton and Karl Malone faced Michael Jordan, they were at the twilight of their careers. Their careers were on the downslide. If they had faced Michael Jordan maybe a couple years earlier, it might have been a different story. Scottie Pippen's incredible defense that shut down John Stockton and forced a lot of isolation with Karl Malone, who was going up against that incredible Bulls defense that was able to stifle the Jazz. And during one of those final series, the Jazz scored literally like 50 points in one of the games. They were just not as good as they had been in earlier seasons when they had had bad matchups against teams like the Rockets and the Lakers. The Jazz just couldn't find a way to get past the Lakers. When they finally did, they were just too old, and Jordan faced them. Jordan never really faced a primetime, top-of-the-line opponent. The best opponent he faced was end of his career Charles Barkley. He faced Magic Johnson at the end of his career. 6 months after he faced Magic Johnson was out of the league with his HIV. And he also faced James Worthy, who was at the end of his career as well. Michael Jordan, though he did win those 6 finals and he deserves credit for everything he did, he was also facing a lot of opponents at the end of their career. And let's not forget that the only reason he made it to the finals was because that Detroit Pistons team had also kind of run its course, and Michael Jordan was able to take advantage. Michael Jordan was incredible and a superstar talent, but when you look at the opponents, they weren't quite as strong as what LeBron James has faced. When you look at what LeBron James has faced, you're looking last 3 seasons, he's faced the Golden State Warriors, who beat the Chicago Bulls regular season record. 4 Hall of Famers on their current roster as we speak, and LeBron James has to face them. And in that last finals, if Kyrie Irving makes that shot in I think it was game 3, that series is different because then you're tied up and then it's a whole different story. LeBron James is just an incredible talent that takes it to another level. And if we're talking about that first loss to the Golden State Warriors, we now know that if Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love did not get injured in that first finals appearance against the Golden State Warriors, LeBron James probably gets the win because he got the win that next year with Kyrie and Kevin Love. And we all remember that first matchup against the Golden State Warriors. Absolutely incredible showing from LeBron James, who, without Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving, was able to get 2 victories against that Golden State Warriors team. So that's incredibly impressive. LeBron James also had to go through teams like the San Antonio Spurs dynasty with Tim Duncan, Kawhi Leonard, and Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili. These are the caliber of teams that he's had to face. The San Antonio Spurs, 5-time NBA champions, have been in front of LeBron James every single time he goes to the finals. And he's been able to get wins, whether it was with the Miami Heat or with the Cleveland Cavaliers. LeBron James has found a way to get there. And that's another thing. LeBron James has been to more finals than Michael Jordan. And some will say, well, Michael Jordan wanted to retire. Well, that was Michael Jordan's choice. LeBron James has gone to the finals every single year, and I think it's something like 7 straight appearances if he makes it this year to the NBA Finals. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments, but it's something like that. LeBron James has also taken 3 separate teams to the NBA Finals. In his 5th year as a Cleveland Cavalier, he was at the NBA Finals and lost. When he went to Miami with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh, they went to 4 straight finals. If he goes this year, he'll have gone to 4 straight finals with the Cleveland Cavaliers, at least 3 straight with Cleveland. It's an impressive thing. And some may say, well, the Eastern Conference is not as strong, and so LeBron James rolls right through it. Well, guess what? The Eastern Conference under Michael Jordan was no stronger. If anything, it was weaker. What were Michael Jordan's strongest opponents? The New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers? That was it. And when Shaquille O'Neal, the team that beat Michael Jordan in his shortened season when he came back from retirement, when he left for LA, that was his major opponent, and that was it. And so Michael Jordan, year by year, would always have a free road to the finals. So if you say that LeBron James has an easy go of it every single year, well, Michael Jordan did as well, because Shaquille O'Neal left for LA, Penny Hardaway had his ACL tear shortly thereafter, Grant Hill, ACL tear, was not the same after his injuries, and you're facing the New York Knicks and the Indiana Pacers. And Reggie Miller is a great player, but when you're facing Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman, Steve Kerr, Tony Kukoc, all the great Bulls players, Ron Harper, all these great players that just kind of bull rushed the Eastern Conference, there was no stopping the Bulls from going to the finals every single year that Michael Jordan was there. And they probably would have gone the 2 years he wasn't there had he not gone into retirement. The final thing that I want to talk about is just the makeup of LeBron James. When you look at him as a physical specimen, his just physical prowess over the game is unbelievable. He's a combination of multiple Hall of Famers in one body. He is the same size as Karl Malone. Go look at pictures of Karl Malone and how strong he was in his heyday. LeBron James is literally the same height and weight as Karl Malone with the same physical prowess. And then he's got the passing ability of Magic Johnson. You look at the passes that Magic Johnson makes. LeBron James makes those too. And then the scoring is there. His ability to finish at the rim, his shooting ability, where he's been a better three-point shooter than Michael Jordan. Even though shooting could arguably be LeBron James' biggest weakness, he's been able to turn that into a strength and has just gotten better every single year. LeBron James is 33 years old right now and is playing the best basketball of his career. He's incredible, and he's playing in an era with better defenses. LeBron James has adapted his game. He hasn't settled for a turnaround jump shot game. He's just gotten stronger and better, driven to the rim more, and become a better three-point shooter, something that not every player is able to do. Most players aren't able to do. So LeBron James has just been an incredible specimen, an incredible competitor. He's gone to the finals almost every single year since he made it to the finals with the Cleveland Cavaliers, his first stint there, and since he's been on the Miami Heat, we don't know an NBA Finals without LeBron James. And I don't see LeBron James not making it anytime soon. He's just that dominant. So if you think Michael Jordan is the greatest, that's fine with me. But don't get angry when someone tells you that LeBron James is the greatest of all time, because they have a definite argument for it. And by the way, LeBron James isn't retiring anytime soon, and will continue to get finals appearances, MVP awards, scoring titles, and might, by the end of his career, score more points than anyone in the history of the game. All right, guys, if you like this, like and subscribe. If you disagree, let me know why. If you want me to talk about something, let me know in the comments what you want to hear about. I'll talk to you later.